If you just do it, it'll turn out okay. And today we are on our third episode of this trilogy: the before, the during, and the after.
Yep. So yeah, so now I can get to the nitty gritty.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
So, so
so
now
how
the
did
movie.
your big how we had a lot of issues with our watch through, obviously.
We really truly did. Oh man. Hey Ryan. Hey Tony Montana.
Uh,
Oh man, that was. Oh man, that was frustrating.
definitely.
Oh yeah, it truly was. But
But it was but I saw it. It was a good movie.
thank you. What would you say you liked most about it?
Let's see. I liked your genie costume.
Yeah. So funny story about that. So uh, I've had that series things that piss me off since 2009. When I did episode 6 around February 2010, at that point I was getting really low on ideas. That was when I was a sophomore in high school. And you have to understand that at that time I didn't have a job, I didn't have a car, I didn't have any money. So uh, my dad went to Iraq for 4 months for his job because my dad used to work for the FBI. We were scared for him because he was going to Iraq, and Iraq definitely has grown its reputation, because of all the terrorism. So we were scared when so so when my dad came back from Iraq. I was getting low on ideas for my things that pissed me off series. I was like, okay, what am I gonna do next? And then one of the things my dad came back with a genie lamp. So
Oh,
when I saw that, I was like, hey, that's it. That's exactly what I'm gonna do next. For
because
episode 6.
because genies piss you off.
Oh, those darn genies. Anyways, so you have to understand. Going back to what I said, I didn't have any money, so it wasn't like that I could afford to go out and buy a genie costume. So the closest that I could get was the comb there and the comb downwards. And you know how a lot of Egyptians wear that like really long hat
Yeah.
that goes downwards. That's what I wanted, but I didn't have the money to go buy the costume. So that's why that I used sweats. But to be honest with you, it really added to the comedy though. And because it added to the comedy, that's exactly why that I never changed Jeannie's costume.
And the other two things I liked were uh, was our friend Kenny.
Oh yeah, Kenny Hornrickson. So funny story about that. So I have no idea how Kenny found me, but when I was making the very first things that pissed me off movie, I me and my then girlfriend came up with the idea, hey, we should have Kenny be a character in the movie. So what I did was that I actually approached Kenny, asking him, hey, would it be cool with you if we made you into a character in the movie? And and Kenny said yes. And so to be honest with you, I'm surprised that he said yes. But if afterwards if he changes his mind saying, oh well, I don't like how you portrayed me in the movie, like, well, Kenny, you were the one who said yes in the first place, so you shouldn't have said yes in the first place. And Kenny originally was played by Aaron Genuside's roommate, but then after the whole situation with me and Genuside, it became very clear she wasn't going to come back. And even when at the very end of Genuside and I's relationship, you know, Aaron didn't really want to be in the movie in the first place. But we think she only said yes because she didn't know how to stand up for herself. So that's why with her acting in the first movie, it becomes very clear. That was why during the second half of the first movie, why her character disappeared, why we had to write her character off. But then,
She was killed off screen.
but so it when we made the first movie, I was like, oh, okay, Aaron, if you want to go do all this stuff, fine. We will write you off from the second act, but you've got to come back for the third act. So then that's why Aaron only appeared in the first act and in the third act of the first movie. And then, after we made the movie, it became very clear that Aaron didn't want to come back for any more movies. So originally, there were talks of recasting Kenny, even before Genocide and I broke up. Originally, we were going to get one of Genocide's friends, like from church, to take over the role of Kenny. But then when Genocide and I broke up, I was like, okay, that's not an option. Genocide's not going to be coming back. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to recast Kenny. The actor who played Kenny, Lauren, I've known him for about 5 years now, and Lauren almost had a part in the first Pissed Off movie. Because of scheduling, we couldn't arrange it. So I was like, okay, when I make my next movie, I'll be sure to give you a call. So then I realized, hey, I need somebody to fill in for the part of Kenny. So I thought I could contact him and see if he wants to play Kenny. We had to explain why Kenny doesn't look the same now. So, luckily for me that, Travis, I feel like Travis is a clever enough script writer where we were able to explain that away.
The movie of the I can't say the word, but movie magic.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And so, and Lauren absolutely blew me away. While when we were filming, when I would tell him, I want you to give me this, I want you to give me that, he would deliver it exactly how I wanted. And I was so blown away by him. I remember right after I got done filming with him, I was like, you've never been in a movie before and you're this good? But yeah, I mean, I'm truly shocked that he's never been in a movie before because he's that good. And so, and then Lauren blew me away so much that was when I said, oh, okay, for the next movie, I'm definitely going to expand upon your character. So yeah, and so that's actually the reason why that the next Pissed Off movie is going to be more so about the flat Earth, just so in that way that we can flesh out Lauren's character.
Oh yeah, because that's how we first met Kenny, by posting flat Earth stuff in our chat room.
Yeah, like didn't you say that you first met Kenny when he was posting stuff about dinosaurs being fake when your live stream was about something about anime or something like that?
Yeah.
That's so weird. Like, what do fake dinosaurs have to do with anime?
I have no idea. I don't know if he followed you to my channel or he followed you from my channel to my friend. I don't know who had him first.
Okay, so I see Junebug's in the chat. I'll give him copy him the link so that he can join. But yeah, Junebug, I definitely think that he deserves to come in.
All right. Hopefully you can hear him this time.
Yeah, and since that Junebug even has a cameo in the movie.
Yeah. Oh, and my third favorite part was the fast food section, but I have, but the thing, but I have been there from the other side. So the thing that pissed me off is stupid customers.
Okay, Junebug says, I can only do StreamYard restream. Okay, This is your okay. Restream doesn't work on your phone. Could you maybe go on your computer if possible? Oh yeah, and Ryan, to answer your question, yes, my dad is retired from the FBI.
Yeah.
So, could you maybe send me the StreamYard link, and then I can send it to Junebug so that he can join?
StreamYard. I don't have a StreamYard link.
Okay, so yeah, I thought you were doing it. I thought maybe that you were doing it like on StreamYard through your part, and then you got me to join through this re.
No, I used the instead of using StreamYard.com, I used Restream.com.
Oh, okay.
Because it lets me stream to more places technically.
Okay, maybe I had an idea. Okay, maybe I could do a StreamYard and then I could do a screen share. I guess that will be a way to get Junebug to join because I definitely would like Junebug to.
Yeah, I wish his phone worked better, and yeah, I used picture. I've been trying to switch to Restream because it goes to more places at once. And I can do 5 places at once instead of just the original 2 StreamYard gave me.
Okay. So yeah. So anyways, how do you feel Lauren did playing our good old friend Kenny?
I think he wasn't as stupid as the real Kenny. Not to be saying mean or not, but he was much smarter than the real one.
Yeah, definitely. Because the real life Kenny, he said some really stupid stuff. Like one time he said Dragon Ball Z disproves gravity.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I guess it could be explained away, like with pretty much like with the explanation like that we had, like for why Kenny looks different now. Like with that scene in the first movie when I did the snap at the end, and then because of that, we use that to explain why Kenny looks different now. So I guess you could argue that it's because of the snap, like is why Kenny got a little bit smarter.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, I've been on your other end of that, like, especially with cheeseburgers. I'm like, you'll have a cheese. The customer says, "I'll have a cheeseburger, only cheese, only ketchup." Okay, so I was like, "That's a cheeseburger, only ketchup, and only cheese too." I'm like, "It's a cheeseburger. Cheese is implied."
Right? Yeah. Like that's a stupid question. Like it reminds me of yeah. It reminds me of this one meme I saw. Like there was this person who made this really stupid comment saying, "What is Obama's last name?" And then after that, somebody then told him it's Obama. And then she was like, "Yeah, but what's his last name?" It's like, wow. Like seriously.
Looks like he's trying.
I
hear you. Kind of hear you.
So far.
Okay, cool. So okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. Originally, I was gonna start, a separate StreamYard thing. I was gonna screen share it, then I was gonna send you a link. But but since that you're here, there's not really a point to do that now. So
you might want to just do it because Restream, I've noticed, that's why it doesn't really work that well. I don't doubt.
Okay.
I would just
I guess you always put him on speakerphone too.
Okay, yeah, right. I'll do that. Okay.
So, what I missed really?
We talked about my favorite things from the movie, which was the genie, Kenny, and the drive-through scene.
Yeah, and one of the things I was mentioning, I was giving the whole story about how we had to recast Kenny, and and pretty much like how the actor, like who I got to play Kenny in the new movie. To be honest with you, I think that Lauren did a lot better than than the person like who played Kenny before him.
Yes, honestly, I mean, I think that Lauren, right? That's his name.
Yeah, yeah. Yes. So, yeah.
I
So
think
his
he's
name was Lauren Holtzheimer.
a future ahead of him
Oh
as far
yeah,
as acting.
definitely. Which is
Like,
why
and
that
uh,
I seriously can't stress it enough. Just how shocked I am. He's never been in a movie before until now.
Eric, who knows?
Yeah.
He could be your Robert De Niro, your Harrison Ford. You might just use him in every movie.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I think I will. Yeah, and Junebug. On a side note, I actually did send you. I actually did send you like an email. Uh, just so that way that you can join a StreamYard.
Yeah, just in case my mic gets cut off.
Right. Yeah. 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 Exactly. Yeah. So.
But
So
I Kenny a lot, and the older guy who played the Jehovah's Witness. He was a really good actor.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah. He's somebody who I've known for like 9 years now. It's a funny story how I met him. About 9 years ago, there was this event in my area called the Zombie Prom. You know, it's pretty much as the name implies. It's a kind of a prom, but more zombie themed. But they have some cool stuff. Like one of the things they had a celebrity guest, and the celebrity guest actually was Ken Sagos from Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4. And so, I got to meet him there. And at the zombie prom, that's actually where that I met, that older actor like who played the JW.
Oh, so he zombie prom.
Yep. Yep, I met him there 9 years ago now. Holy crap. That was 9 years ago.
And I know that
hey,
you
Bree.
said that.
Hey, Hive
I know you
Science.
said that you didn't think. I know you said that you didn't think she was the best actress in the world, but like I said, I thought she was not going to win an Academy Award, but she was
just the thing that frustrated me about her, during that scene when her character says, "Give me the necklace," I was trying to direct her saying, "Okay, I want you to say this in a very angry way." Think of it kind of like how Jafar really, really wanted that lamp, in Aladdin. Just how passionate Jafar was.
I wonder if she
like
I wonder
that.
if she's more. I wonder if she'd be more like focused on real life stuff, like maybe director say, think of a time like somebody made you really angry. I wonder if she's more that type.
Yeah, maybe that's what I should have said to her. So
Yeah, she is a method actor, which I have my own opinions about method acting. But
yeah, like a really good example of a method actor is Jared Leto. Like what I heard, what he did on the set of Suicide Squad, like that he gave Margot Robbie, I believe, a dead rat or something like that.
He gave her a used condom.
Oh, I'm sorry.
To the point where one of the reasons why there's no scenes together with them is because she had a restraining
so
that.
She had a restraining order on him after the used condom thing?
Yeah.
But wait, didn't they share a scene at the very end and like when like the Joker bailed her out of jail or something like that?
They filmed it separately and put the digital shots together.
Oh, well, they certainly did a very, very good job at that because I would have never noticed that.
Did you do any of that separate things and put them together, separate scenes, put them together like you're together?
I wanting to do that, but I don't think iMovie had that option. So
it requires a lot. I mean, It requires.
Said if you want for your next movie, I could, Peter, I give you access to my Adobe Premiere account.
Okay, yeah. So during all those shots of the visual effects in the new movie, that actually was when I did not use iMovie. During those shots, I actually used this other editing software called, I'm sorry if I'm going to mispronounce, it's called Mobani or something like that. And to be honest with you, I think I like that software better than using iMovie because, man, using iMovie on the second movie, as all of you know by now, it was starting to be a pain in my butt because, it would lag, it would crash on me a lot, which is one of the reasons why that I had to delay the movie so many times.
Yeah. And like I said before I get continuous, and that's the way why now we have to find a way how the flat earthers messed with you editing your movies.
Now that would be pretty funny. But yeah, so
and
so yeah.
I'm not bragging on my camera. My camera was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, and so yeah, Junebug. I know that you sent me a lot more footage, but I thought that all the footage you sent me was great, but it was because of pacing. Because of pacing reasons is why I didn't put in.
I get it. It's your it's your movie.
Is that going to be in the
I was the guy who.
All right, he's starting to cut out. So yeah, Junebug. I think maybe you should join the StreamYard link.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyways, yeah. Out of all the cameos in the first movie, my new movie, I definitely would say Junebug's cameo definitely was the funniest. It was, during the party scene when I had to take a big dump, and then I opened up the door, and then, and then there was Junebug, taking a big old whiz.
Oh yeah, but yeah, like I said, that could always be his extra scene that you could put in your movie. Can always be for the director's cut.
Yeah,
or the extended version, like the extended version, for only $20 more.
Yeah, there's that, and so when I released the first movie, even then, there were scenes filmed that didn't make it into the movie. So I thought, hey, I can release those scenes as deleted scenes. Which, I mean, pretty much every movie out there, pretty much has deleted scenes.
And also, I saw a spoiler for your movie because before the movie premiered, you had a short of the O.J. Simpson thing, which was also in your movie. Yeah.
So yeah. The reason for the OJ thing, I've had this subscriber for years named Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider has asked me for about 3 years now, asking me to do things that piss me off about OJ. But the problem was I just couldn't ever come up with, okay, what am I gonna say during an OJ rant? So actually, that whole OJ rant, all that actually was scripted by Travis. So I thought, okay, maybe if Travis were to write a script for what I would say about an OJ rant, and I thought with the OJ rant, I thought, okay, that's actually foreshadowing for what will come afterwards in the movie, like when Arnold Schwarzenegger shows up, and Arnold was a character that was last seen in Things That Pissed Me Off episode 5. But then, he hasn't been seen ever since then.
Yeah. So, by the way, what is your deal with you and the war against CDs now? I've seen at least 2 CDs that try to kill you.
Okay, so funny story about that. So, going back to when I was in high school, that was when I didn't have a job. I had no money. When I did the very first Things That pissed me off episode, it was about the radio playing the same songs on the radio too much. And then there was this joke in the video where I said, the radio is like a slasher movie. It's because that, it's because that at the end of every slasher movie, you think that they're dead, you think it's over, but then after that, they come back for more afterwards. You know, it's a very absurd analogy, but that was the whole joke of it. And then I thought, okay, how about for a surprise twist at the end that, oh no, the radio actually is like a slasher movie after all. And I thought, okay, well, I don't have a radio I can use, but I have this Now CD that I can use. So yeah, and so then that was when I thought, hey, if I throw in this Now CD, pretty much as like a slasher movie villain trying to kill me. So yeah, and at that time, going back again, I didn't have the money to even buy. I didn't even have the money to even get fake blood. Okay, Junebug says I'm in the back.
Of the StreamYard that you.
Okay, Junebug. The first link I sent you was okay. I sent you more than one link. So how about that you click the more recent link? The more recent link I think should work. Because I think you clicked an older link. So yeah, you need to click the newer link. So anyways, going back to my story, the only thing that I had within budget range, like for fake blood, was that I went to my parents' refrigerator. I was like, okay, do they have ketchup that I can use? So I saw ketchup. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll use ketchup as the fake blood. Which, to be honest with you, I think that adds to the comedy, knowing that I used ketchup as fake blood. And throughout the things that piss me off series, even though now that I actually have a job and actual money, I still didn't change that because I just thought that just the whole thought of using ketchup as fake blood is hilarious. So yeah, so
So, yeah. The one thing the weird thing about your first fight scene, I thought about now, weird that you seem to turn out of nowhere. Nice necklace. Give me a necklace.
yeah, yeah. So the necklace actually played kind of a big part in the first movie. So I totally understand that Travis was trying to think of some connections to the first movie, which is totally fine. Because it is a sequel. Having connections, so I'm totally down with that. But the problem was halfway through filming, I ended up losing that necklace. I don't know where it's at. So that's why during the rest of the movie is why you don't see the dinosaur part of that necklace. So I thought, hey, if I use some other necklace that I have, okay, Junebug, this is what it does. Okay, did you get the? Uh, did you see the other StreamYard links I emailed you? So yeah, so try that, Junebug. Okay. So, anyways, I'm pretty sure that I have that dinosaur necklace in my apartment somewhere. I just don't know where it's at. But yeah, so that was why during the rest of the movie is why that I used a different necklace. But but I just thought I could just use my hand, just to cover up, the parts of the necklace. I'm gonna make it obvious that it's not the same one. I had a lot of curveballs thrown at me with the new movie, like losing the necklace, and you also might have noticed there were some scenes in the movie like where I wore the amber necklace, but then in some other shots I didn't.
Yeah.
So, okay, Junebug, I'll try again. Okay.
I think it sometimes I guess his mic is balanced phone either way.
Do you have maybe headphones that you can use or something? But yeah, Junebug, I say try using headphones or yeah, or maybe try the StreamYard thing. Okay, so anyways, the reason for the necklace change. So back in December, I actually made friends with Vanessa Weaver. Vanessa Weaver is most famous for being married to Jack Horner at one point. And yeah, and just one day, one day I went over to Vanessa's house, and and I brought Simba along. I ended up staying at her house for 2 nights in a row, and Vanessa and I made a deal. Vanessa was saying, "Oh, Eric, I so really like that amber necklace that you have," and she was like, "Hey, Eric, if you make a trade, you know, Eric, I'll give you these T-Rex fossils if you give me that amber necklace." I was a little bit frustrated about that at first because I spent $60 on that amber necklace, and the fact that I was wearing it, in all these other shots in the movie. So I was like, shoot, if I give her the necklace, that's going to cause continuity issues with the new movie. So luckily, with me being able to think on my feet, I then thought, hey, things that piss me off has had a history of breaking the fourth wall. So I thought, hey, why don't I make that into a fourth wall break joke? So I thought, okay, doing that pretty much saved, the movie from those continuity issues. Hey, Land Before Time, and hey, yeah, I don't know, technology just hates me today. Yeah, technology, your best friend or your worst enemy. I swear. So yeah, so
So apparently, if in continuity, your necklace and your sword comes from the asteroid.
yeah, and uh, so the Dino Sword actually was in the first movie, but the problem was that was a sword that Genocide purchased. It was her sword, and and I actually asked her, "Hey, can we use your sword in the movie?" She was like, "Yeah, totally." And the lightsaber that was in the first movie also was hers. But after her and I broke up, I was like, okay, there is no way that I'm gonna be able to get that sword again. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to get a new sword. So yeah, so the sword that I ended up getting, which I actually have in my living room over there, I was trying to find a sword that looked close enough, but I want to find a sword that was reasonably priced. So I went to a pawn shop and I found that sword for $30.
Right. So do you think after your debut, your movies will be nominated next year for the Oscars?
No, no, I don't think so. But a lot of people have been giving it really good reviews. My friend Tyler, my friend Tyler actually filmed a few scenes in the movie, but because he was busy with college, his time was pretty limited. Tyler actually was the one who filmed the sequence with Amber Turd.
Oh yes, the
Oh man, during the filming of that, Tyler was trying so hard not to just burst out laughing. And
now
so yeah.
back to Kenny real fast. Kenny is different. He wasn't involved with the JW's crowd, but he's a different entity altogether, right?
So when I looked on Kenny's Facebook, I saw that he actually is a part of some Jehovah's Witnesses Facebook
Oh,
groups. So it seems like he has interesting beliefs because most Jehovah's Witnesses I know don't believe the Earth is flat. I mean, I'll give them that; they don't believe the Earth is flat. But So yeah, so I believe it was my subscriber Bat Spidey who actually gave me the idea to do a things that pissed me off episode about the Jehovah's Witnesses. And so, when I said, "Hey, Travis, we should have the Jehovah's Witnesses be in the second movie," and Travis and I definitely do agree. We definitely think that the JWs definitely are a cult. And so,
Yeah.
and then Travis came up with the idea, okay, how about that? The message of the movie is about a wolf in sheep's clothing. And the idea had to have come from the Jehovah's Witnesses being in the movie itself. And yeah, so, and actually, originally in the script, the rant wasn't going to be about fast food restaurants. It was going to be about me reviewing one of the worst video games ever made. I was going to review Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis. It's a port of the original Sonic the Hedgehog on the Game Boy Advance. And it's notorious for being one of the worst movies. Sorry, one of the worst video games ever made. So originally, what I originally was going to do in the movie, I thought it would have been funny if I were to explain that, oh, this is for all these terrible videos. So I thought it would have been funny to explain, okay, wouldn't it be funny that, that the reason for all these terrible video games actually is because of the Jehovah's Witnesses? And originally that was in the script, about how the Jehovah's Witnesses created all these terrible video games, like for Control. It's a funny thought, but then I realized, hey, Sonic the Hedgehog is copyrighted. And I don't have the rights for Sonic the Hedgehog. I would have to pay Sega a crap ton of money that I don't have. So I thought, okay, maybe I should change the rant topic. So I realized, hey, a fan of mine named Dino King has been begging me to do another things that piss me off about fast food restaurants. So I thought, hey, why don't I do that? How about instead of Jehovah's Witnesses being behind terrible video games, how about that the Jehovah's Witnesses actually are responsible for why fast food restaurants mess up your order? I mean, you have to admit, just that thought alone is hilarious. You're on mute.
So, sorry, I had a coughing fit, but
Oh,
you know what really pisses me off, and you should do it if you want to. You can do an episode on this. It's anime and TV show shipping fans that take their ship way too seriously.
yeah. And so one of the things that I thought was brilliant, one of the things that Travis did in the script was that, Travis actually put in that reference to The Lion King, during that scene in the end, like when Scar betrays the hyenas and then the hyenas overhear him. That was a perfect reference to put in this new movie, is because I felt like that putting that reference in really added to the whole message of the movie, about a wolf about a wolf being in sheep's clothing. And on top of that, The Lion King is one of my favorite movies of all time.
The original Lion King.
Yeah, the original, not that awful remake, which I've ranted about plenty of times. So yeah, and most of the lines from the JWs during that part, there were some parts filmed with that one girl who played the Jehovah's Witness saying those lines, but I felt like that the older guy did a better job saying those lines. So that's why it mostly was him saying those lines. But I thought, hey, she should at least say one of those lines. But yeah, so yeah, I also thought that the way as to how that I edited that, when the older guy said, "This is for all those lies," and then all you hear is that bang, which I thought that bang would be perfect as a way like that. It correlates both to the old guy hitting the CD, but at the same time though, the bang also could correlate like with the dinosaurs' footprints. So in person, Eric Beerthauer 91. I've had a lot of people impersonate me on YouTube, and well, I guess that's what happens when you become a little bit more known on YouTube. Like Rambo Rap for Life has had that happen a lot, and
I've had one person a few years ago. They haven't lately, but they basically cut and pasted my video about my top 20 SNES Super Nintendo videos, and they didn't even do any commentary with it. They just cut and pasted it. I know it wasn't the person that did the movie with me. I mean, did this episode with me. So I know it was a flag operation.
yeah, it's and with all the channels that have impersonated me, it usually is re-uploads of things that piss me off. Well, what I've noticed, when they re-upload it, for the most part, they'll cut out the theme song. So I'm like, okay, do you hate the theme song or something?
Yeah.
I don't see anything about Eric Beerthauer 91. Maybe I need to scroll a little bit more.
Oh, the other thing, before I bought the audiobook, there's this guy on YouTube that did audiobooks on YouTube. He read the book all by himself or herself. I forget if it was a guy or girl. But then somebody else uploaded a video about the audiobook too, and for some reason they had the exact same voice as the first guy, and even the guy from the first movie, that's me, that's mine. I don't mind if you use my thing, but at least give me credit for it.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, it's funny. The people that actually do copyright stuff get away with it. The people that don't get in trouble for it.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty dumb. Like, one time on Eric Beerthauer 92, I remember that I just made a cover of the Halloween theme, and then I got a copyright strike on that. But yeah, I'm like, okay. But yeah, Elk Monster, I don't see anything on YouTube of Eric Beerthauer 91. So if you could maybe link me it.
Yeah, maybe his channel's already down. It's already.
But yeah, so I remember at one point I reported all of these channels impersonating me. It took a lot of work because there were a lot of channels, but then eventually I thought, okay, if they're gonna re-upload my videos, I thought, okay, if for whatever reason, if I lose my channel, I'll have those channels, so I can still have those videos.
True.
Which actually almost happened to me. I actually almost lost Eric Beerthauer 92, and that pretty much was the whole reason why I created Eric the Tyrannoceratops.
But
so
it's not really. I guess it's not really a problem unless they're more popular than you and they're getting the money off you, and they're the ones getting the revenue off your stuff. Then that could be a problem. Then.
Yeah. If they're going to be making money off of my videos, then yes, I'm going to be pissed. Then yes, I definitely will take action. But from what I saw on all these channels impersonating me, they have like 5 or so views.
Yeah.
So because of that, I really don't think that they're going to make money off of my videos.
By the way, have you done a thing about? Have you done a video about? I still catch up your series, but have you ever done anything pissing me off about copyrights on YouTube?
I haven't. The closest that I've done was that. So on how on some websites where you have to type in that code, like those codes, in order to.
Like to verify your account?
Yeah, there was uppercase and lowercase letters in it.
Oh yeah.
The closest I've ever gotten to that was doing an episode on that. I did that 10 years ago.
Oh.
But yeah, so Hey, Junebug.
Am I actually coming
Welcome
in
back.
now?
Welcome back.
Yes.
Well, hopefully everything's good.
Okay, so okay, I'm just now seeing some of your comments, Junebug. Sorry, I'm just now seeing it. What kind of work? What kind of work? Because it turned into a self-aware bad movie. Be honest, the sword in the second movie was a better sword. It was a more of a unique look rather than a Princess Bride ripoff sword. Yeah, yeah, I totally get that. There are
Oh, I thought. Speaking of Princess Bride ripoff, for your third movie, you can totally have someone read the story about your third movie to a child in bed. This is a
yeah,
story about the rise of the flat earthers.
yeah. So one of the things that my subscribers probably have noticed is that the second Pissed Off movie, it's a little bit more raunchy than the first movie. And people have been begging for the series to go back to its raunchy roots. And so yeah, so the second movie, more so the raunchy stuff was added in at the last minute, like the whole thing with Amber Turd. Oh man, that was hilarious. And and yeah, and so the funny story about the Amber Turd thing, somebody commented on my, you know, I made a post on my YouTube channel saying, "Hey, if there's anything any of you want to see in my upcoming movie, I would appreciate you letting me know." A subscriber said that they wanted to see you know who in the movie, and I was like, "Hey, that's a good idea because the whole trial thing just happened." So and then what I did, I went online and I found a mask like of Amber, and it was such a last minute thing that you know uh, that I thought it would have been easier, like if I were to just play her. And yeah, and Junebug did bring up that I should recast her for the next movie, and that's fine. I probably could just have Ella, like who played one of the JWs, play Amber Turd in.
Or
Maybe you can get
Or-
the real maybe you get the real Amber Heard to play Amber Turd.
That will never happen.
yeah, that'll be the day. Like I told you, Eric, just find a girl that to play Amber Turd because that's all she's worth.
But yeah, I mean, to be fair, Aaron, who played Kenny in the first movie, Aaron played both a boy and a girl. During the first scene with Kenny in the first movie, I thought that she did a better job hiding it. That hiding, being a man. But then during the third act, it was really obvious, like that, it was a girl.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I believe even one of the zombies in Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, there was that one really obese lady zombie in that movie. For the longest time, I thought that was played by a lady. Only to find out that no, that actually was played by a man.
So, so the Amber, she can't like sue you or anything for like defaming her character. Like she's
So
accused.
about that, Junebug actually pretty much saved me on that. Junebug actually was the only one who knew about the spoiler before the movie came out. Junebug said, "Okay, Eric, if I were you, I probably would change her name to Amber Turd." And and I probably and originally that line was, "I'm gonna poop on your bed just like how I pooped on Johnny Depp's bed." But then Junebug said, "Okay, probably should change it, to my ex-husband's bed." I'm like, "Yeah, probably a good idea." And that's why during the end credits, when it says any resemblance to any real people is just coincidence because, just so in that way, the real Amber Heard cannot sue me.
Yeah, and Arnold okay with it because Arnold seems like a pretty cool guy, but Amber is the type that she, I mean, in fact, she can't even pay her own bill, but that's beside the point. But she would be the type that she would sue. So Arnold, though,
Yeah.
There's a rock band that they sing like Arnold guest starred on one of their albums because he thought it was funny, like a Death Machine or something like that.
Yeah, and so the thing that makes no sense about Amber, okay, so she says that she can't afford to pay Johnny Depp back, but yeah, she was shopping at TJ Maxx. Like, okay, shouldn't you be using that money to pay back Johnny Depp?
Hey,
She sold her. Yes, he had to sell her $1 million mansion.
she can afford it. I told people that girl to do it. She's using the kid against manipulate the court system. It's
No.
saying that she's a mom, can't afford to pay the $2 million.
Yeah, but this is what I really hate. People that use fake stuff hurts people. Stuff really does happen. People are distrustful, like, oh, probably another fake account, when it's really real. Because of the fakers that try to do it, that the real ones aren't being heard. And this is my opinion. That pisses me off.
Oh yeah.
And so my new subscriber, Dave Digital Film, said, yeah, that Amber Turd scene felt like a live-action South Park scene. I mean, I can see why. It's because of how that at the end of the movie, it turned out that because Arnold Schwarzenegger shot her in the vagina, and then at the very end, Amber Turd's vagina, and then becomes a portal. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but out of all the scenes in the movie, I think that was the funniest one.
Maybe in the next movie we need to have one for the team, and then we just have him take Amber and he shuts the door.
Could you repeat that again? Sorry.
Shut the door, Amber.
Next movie, we just need to have Arnold look into the camera, say, "I'm gonna take one for Amber Heard," and he just shuts the door.
What I think would be funny is in the next movie, Arnold sees Amber, he goes, "Oh no, I made a big mistake."
But then Arnold becomes the hero because he says, "I'm gonna take one for the team," and you just hear a bunch of noises.
But yeah, and Junebug actually made a really good point. When I first told him the spoiler, he was like, that right there actually redeems Arnold. Is because that Arnold cheated on his wife.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it's not the real Arnold Schwarzenegger, but yeah, in a sense, it kind of does.
Yeah. So, here's 4 territories now. So, what was the deal with you going to a different dimension, but apparently it was the wrong dimension, and it was a different person that took you there at the end of the movie?
Oh yeah. Back in 2019, when I brought back things that pissed me off, I was trying to come up with some new ideas that I could do. I was trying to come up with new cool ideas. I was trying to come up with a way, okay, with the final episode from 2015, I was trying to explain, okay, how am I going to explain that away, with the series continuing? And at that time, it actually was announced that they were doing Spider-Man No Way Home, and there were all these rumors. It was before the movie came out. it was at that time when it was heavily rumored that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were going to be in it. That right there gave me the idea, hey, wouldn't it be really cool if in my Things That Pissed Me Off series, if it had a multiverse?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, you're doing a lot better than the multiverse and what Marvel.
Yeah, with the Multiverse of Madness, now I'll say this. It was by no means terrible. Spoilers for Multiverse of Madness. I really liked seeing John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. But I kind of thought they made his character kind of into an idiot when he said, "Oh yeah, well this guy can kill you with his mouth." I'm like, okay, so you're telling her how to defeat him,
Yeah.
and you're supposed to be the smartest guy ever. So
Yeah.
I won't say that was John's fault. That was the script writing's fault. The pacing was a little bit off.
Well,
the only part of that movie that I really did like was that they finally brought John Patrick Stewart over as Xavier officially in the universe. I did not like how they just made Wanda crazy evil all of a sudden.
I mean,
okay, so it's called Eric Gurthon. But yeah, June, what you were saying?
We're getting off topic a little bit, but I mean, with the Multiverse of Madness, to me it was just very mediocre. And honestly, there's a reason why I lost track. So we're at phase 5 right now. Is that right?
4 or 5.
So, yeah. I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, so phase 5. If you have to look at the official numbers, like all the movies flopped.
I think except for maybe it was No Way Home on that was No One's phase 5 because I think that movie did good. What is?
Yeah. Yeah. No Way Home actually was the very first movie to make $1 billion ever since before COVID hit. So that was a big deal that No Way Home made $1 billion. Ever since pre-COVID.
No Way Home, though. I don't know how to get too much into it too much, but they rigged the number because so the movie, the first weekend it came out, it quadrupled the first week it came out. That would mean that every showing, even on a random Wednesday at 12 o'clock, people had to go to school at that time. They had to go to work. I mean, going around the world was packed.
I saw on the Tuesday the week it came out, and the theater was packed where I was at. So
yeah, but that would mean that every show, every seat was packed in every theater around the world. You know what I'm saying? That's like
probably not that bad, but I still think of all the movies so far, it probably was the best. I think it had the best storyline at least.
Well, I think they kind of. I just look at the numbers, and to me, they look. That's like trying to kick the Superman field goal.
True. The numbers. For numbers aside, I think the 3 movies I've seen so far of it, the Thor, the Doctor Strange, and that one, personally, in my opinion, that movie had the best storyline.
Oh, you know what? I can't wait though until we have Eric. So how many versions of Eric are there?
So what kind of makes it hard now is because of how the whole thing about how Travis put it in the script about how all these different versions of Eric have been killed, and with me being the last one, so I actually have been wanting to figure out something as to how that I can still have.
So we can't like have the Eric verse showdown or something like that. You have to
I actually have been wanting to I thought that maybe, I thought that maybe for like as separate things that pissed me off video, I could have Genie, grant me a wish and to restore, all the Erics like who died.
Yeah. Good work.
So what's up in chat with the fake, not fake troll thing?
I think it's just a bunch of trolls, and okay, this is getting annoying. Okay, I'm just gonna put them all in timeout because I'm not doing this.
You gotta love them, don't you?
Yeah, but the one that really pissed me off was when all those trolls, were trolling my memorial live stream about 9/11. I'm like, you've got to be a real asshole to do that.
I guest starred on that one, and that one, I was a guest in your for them. It took a lot on me not to bite. I was biting my tongue because I was about to go off on this.
I'm just trying to see, where can I make you a moderator, just so in that way, people can't do that crap again.
So you'd have to go to a separate thing,
I
through YouTube.
Yes.
You have to go like your computer. You have to go on your computer. Comment.
Okay. Okay. So Junebug, what you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to go on my live stream on my channel, this. You have to go on my live stream on my channel, of this movie after show. Comment on it. As soon as you comment on it, then I can. Unless you commented before. Oh wait, there you are. Okay. All right. Make a moderator. All right. Cool.
Yep.
You're now a moderator. So
I got the power.
I'm so tired of these trolls, and if I'm gonna have a troll, I would rather it be funny, similar to Kenny Hornrickson. But these trolls are just annoying.
Well, yeah, they are.
But yeah, so Junebug, you can deal with all these trolls. They're annoying, but
well,
Troll
you
busters.
guys don't mind. I'd have to. I could try. I have to leave, but.
All right, Nick. All right.
So back to the movie, I guess. Let's
Right.
see.
All right, Mr. Krabs with mustard, please keep it on topic. What does the Anton Blast video game have anything to do with my movie that just came out? Please keep it on topic. I want my subscribers to ask me questions about the new movie. If you're not going to keep it on topic, then I'm going to have to put you in timeout. So yeah, trying to.
You want to tell? You want to tell them?
Real fast. Who voiced the CD again?
Okay, the CD, both of them actually were voiced by me.
Okay.
But all that I did was that I just lowered the pitch, which is the same thing that I did for the very first Things That Pissed Me Off episode, and the same thing that I did for episode 7. It was my voice, but all that I did was just lower the pitch.
What we should have done for the kiss your toe scene
is what?
Remember I said when I said what you should have done for the kiss that made his toe all green and pussy.
I just realized what I should have done. Okay, so at the very end of the movie, when I turned into Super Eric, so you might have noticed how there was like that yellow glow that was going around me, right? What I should have done, now I totally regret this now. Maybe I can add this in for like the DVD version, what I should have done is I should have used that same visual effect, but just put it on, Dylan's toe. But what I could have done is that I just could have changed the color from yellow to like a very nasty green.
Green.
I should have done that. I totally should have.
So wait,
done that.
are you saying like a Lucas cut?
so so yeah, the difference between me and George Lucas is that I actually want to give my fans, a chance to see both cuts, and and I don't want to force them to choose one cut.
Exactly, because George Lucas,
I hate it
we
how
will never see the original Star Wars cut.
So you're saying that there could be a special edition of Dinosaur Deniers, and
which there actually was. Travis pointed out to me a few flaws of the movie, of the YouTube cut for Dinosaur Deniers, the movie. Originally, the gangster character just shows up out of nowhere. He's more random. And he was like, yeah, Eric, that's kind of a problem. So I was like, okay, well, how about for the DVD edition, I can, have a little bit more setup to the gangster character. But then, so there actually technically are two special edition versions. The first special edition version was what I put out on DVD. Then after that, there was a screening of that movie at my university. So I thought, okay, for this screening, it should be a version that's never been seen before. So during the Montana State University version, that was when I cut out the gangster character, and instead what I put in was that I added in a scene of Travis fighting against the CB.
That's cool. But now that you mentioned that Star Wars thing, I just gotta say, there's two scenes. One I really hate, and one that I actually liked. The special edition scene I really hated was when they switched out old Darth Vader for the young Anakin version.
I mean, that makes sense with continuity for the prequels.
To be fair, it should have been David Prowse. He should have.
Yeah.
He should have.
Mm-hmm. And didn't David Prowse also play the Frankenstein monster in some of the Hammer Frankenstein movies?
The last two of them.
Yeah. Yep. But I hit that part of it. Sorry. And the part I didn't mind, however, was when they replaced in episode 5 that they put Ian McDermott's face in that hologram as the Emperor speaking. That one I didn't mind so much.
Probably the worst change in my opinion. It was when Han Solo casually dodged that bullet with his head. I'm like, who casually dodges a bullet like?
The who shot first war thing.
That was so bad how Han Solo just casually dodges it with his head. And that was so bad.
The sad part is we will never see the original cuts. Even though Disney owns Fox now, George fact that they cannot release the cuts.
Unless you have one of the original VHS from the 80s or something.
Pretty much at this point, the only way how you can get the original versions on Blu-ray is if they're a bootleg version. That's the only way how you can get them.
And George Lucas, reliable source, I'm not going to say who, because I can't, but he destroyed the original film negatives. George Lucas. For the 20th anniversary release.
You gotta be kidding.
I don't know what people do that, destroy their old stuff.
That's what I heard from a guy who all I'll say is he worked at Skywalker.
Yeah. No,
So,
sorry.
yeah. So, from my understanding, with the bootlegs, all that they did. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. What I heard that they did was that they got like the laser disc version of the movie, and then and then they did the whole high definition of it, and then they put it out on
Yes,
Blu-ray.
yes, some of them, some of them even, but like George Lucas destroyed the original negatives that were sent out. Some actually found actual film prints, and it's best it can look on those boot. See, although it's in Disney's contract that they cannot release the Star Wars any Star Wars edition on DVD because
So
George Lucas
I'm
had
guessing the
that in his contract.
probably the reason for that it's like that when George Lucas sold off the rights to Star Wars to Disney, I'm guessing that he probably had it under his contract.
Right. And
Oh my God, George!
But yeah, I don't get that. Why people destroy old stuff, even YouTubers. That I agree. Some of my old stuff is cringy on YouTube, but I keep it there because I would like to see how I progress from being a sucky YouTuber to a less sucky YouTuber.
Yeah. So funny story
well,
about you. Oh, sorry.
well, I mean, Lawrence of Arabia said it best. Okay, in the scene where he wants to have a mirage, he should have had just a shot lingered for a while, and he said he'll never go back. That the movie's done. It's done. It's in the can. I filmmakers just need to follow that. But, it's in the can. Like I think director's cuts are good, but and everything, but but always have the other cuts available.
So where are you gonna sell your? So Eric, where are you gonna
Oh
sell your?
so funny, interesting you say that because when I was dating Jenny's side, so you two might remember for like the 12th anniversary of my YouTube channel was why I did that whole thing like where I took the first 7 things that pissed me off videos, but like I enhanced them away. I added some. I added some music, and it pretty much was like the special edition versions.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice in that special edition version, uh, all the swear words like were censored. All the swear words were censored because I was dating Jenny's side at that time, and Jenny's side was a part of like a very strict church, and she was like, okay, Eric, if you're gonna be dating me, the church probably shouldn't be seeing all these swear words, which is one of the reasons why that the first Pissed Off movie was such an inoffensive movie, was why that none of us said any cuss words, was why there was no vulgar humor, was and so at one point Jenny's side actually was trying to convince me. She was trying to convince me and like to delete all of the old Pissed Off videos and then pretty much replacing them with all the special edition versions. I'm like, okay, no, that's not a good idea because that's gonna piss off my fans. And pretty much, I'll be pulling a George Lucas, and I'll be forcing them to choose only one version. Which, and I mean, most of my subscribers have been subscribers of mine for years, and the videos on that all of them grew up with were the original versions, not the special edition versions.
Well, thank you for your integrity.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Because, oh man, if that would have happened, oh man, that would have been a can of worms. Why is the church the? Okay, so Mecha G0, I think he misunderstood. So it wasn't like that her church was going to screen our movie, but it was just the fact that we both were part of the church, and I was dating her at that time, and she was a part of that church. We just didn't want to risk them seeing the movie with all of these cuss words in it and open up a can of worms. But ever since her and I broke up, I'm not attending that I'm not attending that church anymore.
Yeah.
I had a joke to make real fast, but it's controversial. But I wonder if when Lucas sold his rights to Disney, he says if you make the new movies, they've got to be worse than the prequels. So people stop talking bad about my prequels.
I mean,
Sorry, I had to make that joke because the sequels are bad in my
well,
opinion.
one of the
Anyways,
you did talk to me about you did talk about possibly doing DVDs of things that pissed me off, like all the episodes.
Yes.
like a TV series thing, like season 1 of things piss me off, season 2. Do you have multiple seasons? You have more than one season? You consider the series now?
Oh man, the series has been going on since I was a sophomore in high school. So
Well, definitely more than one season.
yeah, definitely.
Well, you have 90s, right?
Yeah, and the fact that now it has 2 movie adaptations and 2 more on the way.
You got to do something special with the 100th episode.
Yeah. Yeah. How many episodes am I at now? So,
I think when I checked the playlist, it said 97.
but you have to also understand that hey, it's the real Kenny. So Kenny, Kenny, question: how do you feel that Lauren did playing you in the new movie? Do you think Lauren did a better job than Aaron? But yeah, Junebug. You also have to realize that not every video in that playlist is an actual episode. Some of it is just me doing reactions to the Pissed Off series, and
Right.
so yeah, let me count now.
So
I should do that. I said. So I haven't seen all your series yet. I said make a video of me reacting to your series.
Oh yeah, and it's interesting to go back and watching them now because of how I had the emo hair back then.
yeah, you had Justin Bieber's hair before Justin Bieber.
Mm-hmm. 20, 21, 22. Okay, I am only going to count ones that I have made because there have been times like where other people have made other stock videos. 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. So, okay, counting only ones that I have made, there are 52.
Okay,
So,
and then the ones that because that could be like bonus material stuff, you know.
Okay, then yeah, and then counting the ones Travis has made. Okay, yeah, I said 52, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, there also was the OJ one that I put up as a separate video. So actually, 53 actually. Okay, 53. Okay, now count the ones Travis made. 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. 62, 63. Okay, so counting all of them made by me, Travis, Lamont, even Darnelli made one. It'd be 60.
I forgot I made one for you.
Yeah, 63. So yeah, 63 in total.
Hasn't Ryan P made some on his channel?
Ryan Pensick?
Yeah.
I believe so. I know that Dino King made some, but since then, he put them on private.
So, do you think You can make playlists, divide them up into seasons.
I never thought of that, but I definitely could.
Could probably. So, and I mean, we need to count the ones that Ryan P has made. In total, there's 63 so far. I mean, that's enough for a season with some shows. I mean, you could easily divide them up into season.
Okay, someone
Maybe.
asked me about Shrek 5. As far as I know, Shrek 5 isn't even confirmed. But okay, that has nothing to do with my movie, so please keep it on topic. Okay, I think maybe Kenny misspelt it. I think he meant to type in Aaron, but he typed in my name instead. And Kenny, your grammar's okay. If it's a comparison, it's THAN. THEN. That would just be like to emphasize a moment in time. Besides Jim Carrey and Marvel, what filmmaking influences? John Carpenter definitely. The other definitely would be Steven Spielberg. But yeah, Steven Spielberg and John Carpenter definitely were influences. And actually, there actually were some lines from some Jim Carrey movies that actually were repeated in my new movie. Like, during that part during the end, when I said, it's party time, P-A-R-T. Why? Because I've gotta. That actually was the same line that Jim Carrey said in The Mask. So yeah, because I'm a big Jim Carrey fan, I thought, hey, why don't I put in some Easter eggs?
Well, Eric, yeah, he's considered the worst director of all time, but like he made movies with love. At least in your movies, I see a lot of Ed Wood.
Yeah,
I think
and with things that piss me off, things that piss me off always was like that. And so I thought, hey, with the movie adaptations, I can keep, like the Ed Wood vibe. But when I make the horror movie, though, one of the reasons why I want to make the horror movie, is to prove to people that, and to prove to people like that I am more than just a funny guy. I want to prove to people and like that, that I actually can be a serious filmmaker. So yeah.
Well, yeah, look at Stanley Kubrick's career. He made a Hollywood, of some of Hollywood epics. He made, horror movies. He made psychological movies. He had a very diverse catalog. And, I mean, Steven Spielberg has directed horror movies and comedies and thrillers.
Right, yeah. So there is a lot of debate whether or not if Jaws is a horror film or not. Okay, you made videos proving what?
Kenny,
Good on you, I guess.
Kenny,
No,
I thought we settled this. Me and Eric already told you the Earth is not flat nor round; it's donut shaped.
I actually saw this
Oh my
one
gosh!
meme. What?
Oh, might be a great twist for the third movie. Wait, it's not flat or round; it's a donut.
Oh man, that would be hilarious. I love cute boys. Okay, Nicholas, please keep it on topic.
Eric, and that could be my cameo. I eat the Earth.
And what's funny, now that I have the visual effects apps, I would love to see if I could. Yeah, Yeah, I saw that there is a space one. I'm a Jim Carrey fan too. Yeah, I mean Jim Carrey is a super talented guy.
Hey, did you
He
ask him
really
about?
is.
Did you ask him about appearing in the Flat Earth movie?
So about that, I don't know if I should. Junebug and I talked about this, but Junebug, do you think I should mention it?
Just maybe tease it if whatever you're talking about, but don't say
Okay,
too much.
so I have said that I am thinking about getting a celebrity. It'll cost way too much money to get Jim Carrey, but I thought maybe somebody associated with him. That's all that I'm gonna say. Somebody associated, heavily associated with Jim Carrey.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
We bought the rights to the shitty Sonic.
Oh, yeah, the ugly Sonic, like from the Chip and Dale
Yeah.
movie. That was hilarious.
Yeah, we bought the rights to that Sonic, even though actually technically that's the reason Disney got it for cheap, because they did not use it. Nobody owns the rights to that Sonic.
Right. So because of that, that Sonic pretty much is in the public domain.
But it's a technicality public domain. So
Yeah, it's
which
a little bit complicated, you know. It's kind of like how King Kong technically is in the public domain because of, you know, that book based off of the first movie.
right. Oh,
Even
by the way,
Winnie the Pooh's even in the public domain now, which is why we're getting that horror film out of it.
guess what big character in the public domain?
Who?
And Mouse.
Mickey Mouse?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of like legal battles over that. Like Disney's trying to prevent Mickey Mouse from going to the public domain. So
The only thing that Disney might do is that Mickey Mouse is in the public domain, but you cannot call him Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse, they might trademark the name Mickey. So like you could call him Dinky Mouse or something like that. You
or
know?
maybe Rusty the Rat or something like that.
Right. That one of them that it will fully go into the public domain 100% next year.
Yeah, I've been hearing that Disney's trying everything they can to prevent Mickey Mouse from going into the public domain. I mean, Disney definitely has the money, you know, to pull off these mental gymnastics, you know.
Well, here's my question. Here's my question. The courts can actually sit there and say, Mickey Mouse can be in the public domain, but the last time you actually used Mickey Mouse properly more in a big production was with the Three Musketeers movie.
Yeah, and that came out like what, 20 years ago now?
15, maybe?
Yeah, that was a long time ago, you know. All that Disney does with Mickey anymore, they just pretty much just have TV shows about him, you know.
And nobody watches those TV shows. The ratings good. So yeah. Anyway, I guess any more questions?
Yes, I have a question. When does the Kenny character go to the public domain?
Well, technically, Kenny already is in the public domain. So I guess, you know, it says that.
I'm mentioning from him in the chat if you can use him in anything, but I think he cares too much. Kenny, can anybody use you? Are you in the public domain? So that's a question for Kenny. Kenny, are you in the public domain?
And so one of the reasons why that I put Kenny in the first movie, I was wanting to have like that shock value like, oh no, Kenny's in the movie. And then I wanted the same thing for the second movie. I'm like, okay, how am I gonna top, the Kenny surprise? Then I thought, hey, maybe I could top it if it's Amber Heard.
Right, because that was like I said,
maybe
so
maybe the
you
next
got
movie you can have maybe the next movie you can have Kenny and Amber Heard breed a child together.
Yes, 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 yes. And oh man, it was so funny to imagine Kenny with Amber Heard is because of how at the end of the movie, her vagina now has become a portal. Oh man, that would be hilarious. And to imagine
Oh.
Kenny's sperm going through all these, different
wait.
universes.
It's funnier. What if no, I can't. And Amber says, come on. He says, I can't. And then
Oh man, that is a great idea, actually. All right, Kenny says sure.
Now I get to figure out how to make a movie then.
yeah.
Oh, but that reminds me. Once I'm doing some editing right now on it, but once my book gets published, I'm giving you first right to make a movie out of my first book. If you want to?
So what's your book about anyway?
The children of the city. It's hard to explain. I can't explain too much, in my head. It'll take forever to clear in my head. But yeah, but once you can, I'll send you a copy of the book once it gets published or something or online. And I'm giving you full rights for the first movie. You can make a movie out of it. Unless I sell it to Disney or something. But
okay, Sean Keith, this is your last chance. Keep it on topic. I'm gonna put you in timeout again. But afterwards, if you try getting it off topic again, I'm gonna ban you. This is your final warning. Getting really tired of it. Okay, so Dank Digital Film says, what action scene did I picture in directing it? What exactly? Your question's kind of confusing. What do you mean? Like, are you asking what was my favorite scene directing? I would say I had a lot of fun directing Lauren. And so during that part where all the bad guys meet up in that lair, so the script called for, all of them to meet in like a dungeon. The only place that I could think of in my area was this tunnelway over at my university. In the script, the CD says, "Oh, I'm going to open up the door." Excuse me. But the problem was with that tunnelway, there was no door. So at first, I was going to try to edit it and make it look like as if there is a door, do some movie magic. But then I thought of this, hey, this part will be improvised and this will add to the overall message of the movie. How about that Kenny then points out, Jehovah, there is no door. What are you talking about? And then after that, the CD goes, "Don't you dare ever question me." So that actually was not in the script. That actually was a curveball thrown at me. And I had to think on my feet, okay, what am I going to do about this? Because I can't find a dungeon place that has a door. And, and with the tunnel that I used, there wasn't a door. I thought of that. And to be honest with you, adding that part in the movie it was perfect. It's because that, you know, it's because that was perfect for the overall message of the movie. And
So,
sorry.
now that you're done, sorry, that you're done talking about that.
So a lot of filmmakers actually have had curveballs thrown at them, and they have to think on their feet. Probably the most famous one I can think of is Spielberg directing Jaws. You know, the mechanical shark they had didn't work. So, so Spielberg was forced to get creative about it and, imply the shark is there without actually showing it. But to be honest with you, I think that made Jaws into a better movie anyway. So, yeah.
So, question: Did you have a wardrobe malfunction at all with the shower scene?
Sorry, I'm just going to ban this. Sorry, I warned this Nicholas guy, but sorry. Hide user on channel. All right, sorry about that. I was just taking care of a troll. So, anyways, what was your question? Sorry.
The question was, did you ever have a wardrobe malfunction during the shower scene?
A shower scene. What
When
shower
you and the
scene?
genie, when you and the genie came into the guy taking the shower, who also played the drive-through guy.
Yeah. So that part of Travis being in the shower, that was filmed at his house, while when the rest of the stuff was filmed here. I think I did a good way by editing it in a way that I thought that using the portal would have been a clever way, to have that be an excuse. So you would have to ask Travis about his shower. But yeah, Nick, Keith, yeah, speaks for his mind. I agree. But yeah, I definitely do agree. That person definitely was a troll, an annoying one. So yeah, okay. So Junebug said he's gonna take care of all the trolls in the comments section.
Right.
So now that he's a moderator, he can
He
take
has the
care of all
power.
Yeah, I.
So was there? It's like keep on topic. Was there any scenes in the movie that you wanted to tape but you couldn't for reasons?
So the first movie was a no budget movie. The first movie only cost $40. And originally this new movie was going to be a no budget movie also. But then when I got my new job, which then meant that I'm getting better pay. That was one of the reasons why that I left Albertsons, because the pay was atrocious. One of my paychecks back in December was only $56, and after that, I had a word with the manager. I'm like, okay, I can't survive off of $56. I need way more hours than this. But they didn't outright say it, but they made it very clear that they didn't want to give me more hours. So yeah, getting this new job at the hospital, I've gotten significantly better pay. So because of that, I then found these visual. I found this visual effects app called Big Films. They have different packs. The pack that I use for the movie is the superhero pack, and I'm gonna download their other apps. They said that they have a horror pack coming out soon. I'm definitely going to use their horror pack, for the horror film that I have planned coming out. So, you know, all of the visual effects came in at the very last minute because that was when that I discovered them. You know, say if I would have known about them sooner, I would have put in, you know, a, a lot more visual effects. But you know, now for the third movie, now that I found big films, it allows me a lot more creative freedom. You know,
Yeah.
it allows me to pretty much do whatever I want, which is great because big films only cost about, okay, for like each pack that you download, it's like $90, which is huge because considering that a lot of visual effects and a lot of mainstream big budget movies cost millions of dollars. So yeah, so there's a lot of things that I would have done. I would have had a lot more extras playing. Okay, Junebug, please take care of this Nicholas troll. I'm American Dad has shit to do with my movie.
He created a new account, I think.
Yep, they had to. Okay, you really need to get a life. I mean, don't you have better things to do than to troll my, my live stream? Like, don't like get a girlfriend or you know get a job, make friends.
Speaking of your feature horror movie, will that in any way be continually connected to the things that
Oh no,
piss me off movies, or separate continuity altogether?
yeah, it's definitely going to be an entire separate thing because you know, like I said, I want this horror movie, you know, to prove like that I can be a serious filmmaker and that you know, and that I am much more than just the funny guy. So yeah, the horror movie in no way, shape, or form is going to be connected. Will some of the same actors appear? Sure. Like you know, I talked with Lauren. Lauren impressed me so much, like with playing Kenny, that I actually want Lauren to pretty much like to play the lead in the horror film. I was trying to come up with a title for the horror film, so I went into a horror Facebook group and I asked them, "Hey, do any of you have any good ideas for titles for horror films?" Somebody commented saying the title should be "Pray He Calls." I'm like, that title is amazing. It's so creepy, and I thought that if there ever is a sequel, I can call it "Pray He Calls Again," or you know, or "Pray He Calls Back" or something.
Now, now, I think what everyone wants to know out there in YouTube land is: have you secured the rights to have Simba in your future films?
Absolutely. And yeah, and yeah, with like with people who have commented, you know, gave their reviews for my new movie. They said, "Oh man, that was so cute in the movie." They said, "Simba, go hide him," and then you know, and then Simba's hiding underneath my bed sheets. That was that was cute, and probably my favorite part of the first movie that I made. It was at the very, very, very end when I was talking to Jenny Side's character when she was holding, you know, the genie lamp, and I said, you know, if I had that lamp, I would wish for Simba and I to be reunited. Then she handed me the lamp, and then after that, during the end credits, like was when you saw me being reunited with Simba. But yeah, out of all the scenes in the first movie, that's definitely my favorite part. For my next movie, I definitely want better sound equipment because you know there are some audio issues with my new movie. So I actually saw that on Amazon actually. You know how when they make movies, you know, they have like that sound mic, you know, that people hold up. I found that same sound mic for only like $70. I'm like, hey, that's a pretty good deal. All right, Joel, thank you so much. So yeah, Lauren's definitely going to be in the horror film. What the horror film is going to be about, actually, it's actually going to be based on true events, which there are a ton of horror films based off of true events, like Psycho, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the Hannibal movies. Those were based off of Ed. Those were all based off of Ed Gein. Yeah, a boom mic. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So this. All right, somebody please take care of this. Okay, I'm gonna be blunt with you. If you're gonna be trolling this, you're a loser. So I'm gonna be blunt with you. If you're gonna act like a loser, I'm gonna call you one. From now on, I'm gonna call you a loser. Somebody please take care of this, loser. Okay, so so my horror movie. So earlier this year, yeah, I will need an operator. That's okay. For my next movie, I'm wanting to actually get investors. So if that is successful, then I can have the budget, you know, to have like a sound guy. So, anyways, going back to the horror film, it's going to be based off of real events. Earlier this year, I know I posted this as a live stream, venting about it. There was this guy who actually was calling and threatening everybody at my university, and he even called me. He even tried to kill me, and everybody was saying this sounds like a horror film, and I'm like, you know what? It does. And I thought about it more. I'm like, you know what? I think this would make for a really good horror film. So because of budgetary reasons, there's not going to be a lot of gore effects, but I think that would be better for the movie anyway, because I wanted to rely more so on suspense.
That's good, because I hate gore. Is this me personally? I hate gory movies. This makes me nauseous.
Yeah, so I mean, will there be a little bit of gore? Sure, but not really a whole lot. I more so want to rely on suspense, and that's why I'm a really big fan of the Halloween franchise, because Halloween really has relied on the suspense.
Yes. As long as you don't make like 20 different timelines of your horror movies, like Halloween did.
Yeah, that's a big complaint I've heard about the Halloween franchise. I mean, to be fair though, a lot of franchises do have different timelines, like Spider-Man, Batman. I mean, how many times has Batman been rebooted? So.
Well, but technically, I'd say that since with that, those are different continuities altogether. They're not like branching off different things from the one movie in the past.
Yeah.
Really.
But yeah, a lot of people were pissed about how they retconned Laurie and Michael being brother and sister. I actually loved that because it goes back to the roots of the original movie, because they weren't brother and sister in the first movie. It wasn't intended for that. So yeah, and John Carpenter only added that because that he was forced on to do Halloween 2. He was writing the script and he was having a hard time coming up with a plot. So and then he got drunk. So pretty much Michael and Laurie are only siblings because John Carpenter got drunk.
All right, so warning, don't get drunk while making your third movie then. Yes. It turns out that you and Kenny are brothers.
A big plot twist. What will be funny is if I'm saying to Kenny in the next movie, I know you killed Mustache Man. You killed my father. And he goes, no, I am your father. Like as a big reference to Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be funny.
No, I am your brother. or Yeah, it's multiverse. I am the Eric from another dimension.
Yeah, which is perfect because I also did introduce the multiverse in the Pissed Off series. So, but yeah, the horror film I want it grounded more in reality because what I want my horror film to be, part of what I want to make it scary is that knowing that something like this can happen. And it's scary because it actually has happened, and and it probably has happened, to other people. The horror film I want grounded in reality. Obviously, things that piss me off is far from being grounded in reality, with killer CDs and and then a vagina getting shot and then turning into a portal. So yeah, that's obviously not meant to be realistic whatsoever. Things that piss me off always has meant to be more of like a cartoony kind of, kind of like Ed Wood like series. But the horror film, I want to be the complete opposite of that. And yeah, Travis, as of now, is writing the script for the horror film.
So it's going to debut before or after the Flat Earth movie.
So originally with the third Pissed Off movie, this was before me and Genocide broke up. Her character was supposed to have a big part in that. There was supposed to be, well, obviously now that version of the movie isn't going to happen now. Genocide and I's character were supposed to get married in the third movie. But, with the situation with me and Genocide, and, and spoilers for the second movie, I brought her character back, played by other people. Okay, Nick, can you please stop making... Get a life, seriously.
Is he creating new accounts or something?
Yeah, new accounts every time. Okay, moderators, have you tried to... Okay, have you just put him in timeout, or have you banned him? Because I say ban him, because, we're just going to keep banning you every time. We're not going to put up with your shit. Okay, Nick, Keith speaks for his mind. I put you as a moderator. Ban this asshole. Ban him. And I put Dunebug as a moderator. I put Dank Digital Films as a moderator. Ban him. Vanquish him.
I wish I could stop him. I thought I stopped him from appearing on the restream chat, but I guess not.
Okay. If all that they're going to do is just make new accounts every time, that shows how much of a life you do not have. And, and if you're going to do that shit, we're going to ban you every time. So
Yes.
You need to find better things to do, loser.
Yes. Would you say this is? I don't get this already. Would this be a thing that pisses you off?
Yeah.
Right. You want to do a rant about it right now?
Okay. I just lost my train of thought. So I was talking about my horror film that's coming out, and what was I saying?
Based on reality.
Yeah. So, that's one of the things that what I thought made, When a Stranger Calls so scary, because knowing that can happen in real life, and it has happened in real life. Halloween, minus the supernatural aspects of Michael Myers, actually can happen. So, yeah, I'm a fan of all different kinds of horror movies. Even if they're not realistic, I'm a fan of them. But, I'm really drawn to Halloween and When a Stranger Calls because that can happen in real life. So that's pretty much the vibe that I want to go with my horror film. Is that it's more so grounded in reality. And yeah, and pretty much with my horror film, it'll be a bold thing for me to say, I want to try to make it the most intense movie anybody has ever seen. And with my first two movies, with the music, I just used copyright-free music. But I have a friend of mine like named Nate Dunning. He actually is my very first friend who I met off of YouTube. Actually, Nate Dunning actually agreed to do the musical score for Things That Pissed Me Off, the movie 3. I know that you have that Bradley friend who said he wanted to do music. So I
Yeah.
thought, okay, I can get Bradley for the 4th Pissed Off movie. And then, so for my horror film, I really wanted to have that John Carpenter vibe to it. And, Nate, and Nate is a hardcore John Carpenter fan, and Nate is a hardcore horror movie fan. So for him, doing the musical score for my horror film is going to be a dream come true for Nate. So for my 3rd Pissed Off movie, I wanted to be like a horror comedy because, I don't want to make the same movie every time. So, the first Pissed Off movie was more so like was like an inoffensive version of Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. My movie that just came out, it's definitely not the same movie made again. It's more so a little bit raunchy, and but with the 3rd movie, again, I don't want to make the same movie again. So it's going to be a horror comedy. With the fourth movie, it's more so in the talking stages. But yeah, Travis and I agree. We don't want to get burnt out from making only Things That Piss Me Off movies, and we also don't want to get typecast like we're only doing comedy. We do want to branch out, and Travis even said that he's always wanted to make a horror film, and and I've always wanted to make a horror film. So I'm like, hey, why don't we both, after we are done with the Things That Piss Me Off quadrilogy.
Oh, it's gonna be a quadrilogy.
Yeah, a quadrilogy. The 4th movie is planned, to. I mean, it's not going to be the end of the series all in all. The series is going to continue on, but it will just be the last movie, at least for a while, because we don't want to get burnt out, like from only doing Things That Piss Me Off movies, and again, we don't want to be typecast. We want to branch out and do other things. So yeah, Travis said that he wants to make the movie feel more like a 90s horror film. What I thought that I could do, okay, Stranger Things was like a combo of things. Stranger Things was like a combination of of Stephen King and John Carpenter. What I thought I could do for my horror film, make it a combo again. Like, it could be a combo of 70s horror films with a combo of 90s horror films. But yeah, not in the sense of them being self-aware, because, like I said, I want my horror film to be more serious. But I guess more so in the style of, like, I guess I Know What You Did Last Summer, being more fast-paced.
Oh, I remember. We went actually with my youth group at church. We went to see Things That I Know What You Did Last Summer Part 2.
Yeah. I think that was called I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
That was right. But it took me a while after the movie to get the name pun, Willis Benson.
Yeah. There also was a 3rd movie called I Will Always Know What You Did Last Summer, but none of the returning actors come back, and it's direct to video, and I heard it's really bad.
It's very rare that trilogies become good most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, a rare exception, I say that the Dark Knight trilogy is pretty good. Back to the Future trilogy is good. The original Star Wars trilogy is good.
I think the the home trilogy for Spider-Man is good, personally at least.
In my opinion, I thought the No Way Home actually was the best one, which it's so rare to say that out of all of them, the best one was the third one. Hi, Simba.
Like, so, okay. Is Simba demanding a raise for the next movie?
Probably. He's like, Eric, I have been in both of your movies, and for my next movie, I demand a raise.
Like his own trailer or more doggy treats in his basket?
Yeah. Knowing Simba, I think he's gonna more so care about getting treats and belly rubs. Hey, Simba. Oh, you're such a good boy.
Well, I hate to cut this short, but it's midnight where I'm at.
Yeah, and besides, I think Simba's trying to tell me that he wants to go outside anyway.
So, anything coming up on your channel, either of your channels that the
Eric
people
Tyrant
must know about?
I promise you know that video of me debunking vaccines cause autism. There's that coming out. And Travis is going to do more of the what pisses Bart off videos. Travis, hi Simba. Whoa. Right, Travis said he's going to make some more of those. Oh, gosh. So that's what's coming up. And anyways, that's all I got.
For me, I'm working on an episode about amphibians and their lovely stuff, skin, and another episode about the 7 kingdoms of the old Anglo-Saxon kingdoms and how they thrived in our history. But that'll be a future. If you haven't seen Eric's movie yet, check it out. This is part 3 of the trilogy. Check it all: the making of the movie, and the after effects.
Mm-hmm.
And as always, never stop learning and enjoy the randomness. I'll see you next time. Bye.